Sixth graders. Whenever I write information books and I want to write them really well, I imagine that I am a guide on a magical journey. I'm like Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, or Dumbledore from Harry Potter, or maybe Uncle Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Whichever fantasy series you prefer, you're just the character that knows all the stuff and also knows how to give the best directions. You don't steer people wrong. You steer people exactly to where they need to go so that they walk away learning a ton. So, when your reader is learning from you, it will help them organize their thinking, follow along if they can keep track of all the parts you are teaching. It helps readers if you, the writer, always let them know what part of the book or topic they are in by using transitions that show the structure of the information. That means if you're organizing a book or a chapter chronologically, so in order, first, then next, you'll use words like first, then, next, last to let them know what's happening, to clue them in on the timing, how things are changing. If you're organizing something by problem solution, you'll need to start off usually with the problem. And then when you're ready, you'll let them know that you're about to tell them the solution. How? You give them a heads up with transition words. So I'm going to show you a chart, and I want you just to study it for a second and see what I'm talking about. So take a look. You can find this also on the Padlet. But right now, let's look at what would you say for problem solution. Maybe you would start off by saying the problem is, and then later on you might say a possible solution to this is, or a remedy to this might be, as a response we might. These phrases will let the reader know that you're moving from one part to the next, from one subtopic to the next. And it also will help your reader to understand the main idea. You might remember from reading nonfiction that structures can help us to figure out main ideas because it's kind of already embedded there. So be that for your reader. Be the magical guide by choosing transitional words and phrases that clue them in and keep them on track. Let me just give you a quick example. You might remember my chapter about fun desserts and treats. Do you remember what structure I used for this one? Well, let me just show you, and then you might be able to figure it out. Look at some of the transition words that I used in phrases. One of the easiest ways, a slightly harder way, an even more challenging but delicious project is, what am I doing? I'm ordering things, I'm ranking things. That's a structure. It's telling you about stuff you can do, but in a very specific way. What you could do and what's the hardest, how there's a range of things you could try. That might help my reader to understand that there really are fun desserts to be made by anyone. You don't have to be a super skilled cook or baker to make this stuff. It could be anybody. You have some choices. So the structure helps my reader understand what's important, and the phrases get them there faster. So if you haven't yet, I would look through your chapters and see that you are not only using structure in each chapter, but that the transitional words and phrases are there to support it. Maybe you did choose compare and contrast, cause and effect, but did you also use transitional words and phrases to give your reader clues about where they are going and what part they are at in your information book? So find this chart on the Padlet or on Google Classroom and use it to read over and revise your own information book. I can't wait to see and follow you on your magical journey in your information book. It's going to be great.